Hello, Jacob here again. Today, bringing you a look at The End Is Nigh. So, this is a game which came out on the 12th of July, 2017, and it is a new game by Edmund McMillen and Tyler Glaiel. Now, of course, Edmund is fairly prolific at this point. He's released quite a few games over the years, obviously most famously Super Meat Boy. Now, Tyler Glaiel, I think they say it, Glaiel. He made a game called Closure, so he's not as well known, but he's got a pretty decent little pedigree as well. So this is a platformer, and it is played a little bit of it, played just over an hour of it. We're going to get into it here and give us my little impressions of it. It's quite good actually, I think, so far. Before we go into it, the game is £11 on Steam, so it's about $15 or so. But I think it's actually a pretty reasonable price, because it seems as though there's quite a bit of content in the game. So this is my save here. So if we're 14% complete at the moment. But yeah, anyway, this is we're playing as this kind of weird little blob character here. And the game kind of starts. Well, the game's basically it's kind of like setting like an apocalypse, and it seems that this little blob is like the only kind of living creature. Really, everyone else seems to have died. And the game starts with you kind of put a game cartridge into our games console, and the cartridge breaks, and then we're kind of on a. And the game kind of starts there, and kind of like on an adventure to kind of find a friend or something like that. The story's kind of not really that important, but this is the kind of we can kind of fast travel from this little thing here. So if we press Y here, you can see I've cleared the first 3 worlds of the game here. This is the end, add flats and overflow are the first 3 worlds, but there is quite a bit of incentive to replay. You can see here, the little dots represent each stage. So, and then the crosses at the bottom are like secret stages. Because we'll get into it in a second. But basically, when you beat each stage, there's a little tumour that you have to collect. You can see in the top left, we've got I think 45 tumours at the moment. That's kind of the real objective of the game, rather than beating the stages. So the stages themselves are obviously fairly difficult to beat. The game's quite hard, but the main objective is to collect these little tumours. And occasionally we'll kind of come across a little secret stage. There's quite a good reason to explore. If you can kind of find a little secret, you can kind of find like a little secret level. And the secret levels usually have like a little reward. So I can see here I've got these crosses to the bottom. Those are the secret stages that you can kind of find. And I've got 2 little circles which I actually have found. And you get like an extra like really big tumour that gives you +5 rather than +1. Because each stage will have a tumour on it, but you only get +1. But if we go up here. If we talk to this guy here, he wants 300 tumours. He hungers for 300, so he wants 300 tumours. So if we can collect 300 tumours and give it to him, then we'll get something. I'm not sure yet. If we actually get 50, because I'm quite close to 50, there's one of those guys earlier on in the game that I found, and he only wants 50. So we'll probably carry on here to the split, which is the next world. We'll get a few more tumours, and then we'll try and find that guy who wanted 50 tumours. Maybe that's what the question mark is, yeah, because you can see there's a little question mark here. Maybe that's giving these guys the tumours, maybe. Well, we'll get into it anyway, because we've been going on long enough. So this is the split. So yeah, we'll control this little blob. Talk to this guy. So sometimes you find these little piles of bones, and they will kind of talk to you, give you a bit of advice. So last night I had a dream. It was just someone telling me you can access the map. Yeah, I figured that out already. What does it mean? Yeah, you can access the map here. You have to use those little spawn points. Alright, so how do we get out of here? Ah, this is a little thing here. Get out of here. I found that game cart first. It's rightfully mine, so back off ugly. So yeah, I forgot to mention that. You can actually find extra game carts. Hit the game cartridge. I see. There's a little arrow down there. So if we go down that arrow. Yeah, okay, get the idea. So I think if you tell us to go down here. Oh, so we actually found a new world here. Ah, see, that's the split, so we can actually go up or down. Yeah, we can go up there as well. So actually, oh, I see. Yeah, there's a you can grab onto these little points here to you can climb up these, and you can jump off them as well. So you can go up here as well to unlock another world if you want to. But I think we'll go downwards to start with. Alright, so yeah, we're down here now. Let's talk to this guy. You can see me taking these eye holes to adjust the light down here. Yeah, we'll get the idea. Oh, okay. So they give you tips. It's usually a good idea to talk to these little skeleton things. So it sounds like we're going to, if we go fast enough, we can smash through that down there. So this is actually the first thing though. We're going to get the what they called the tumor. There we go. So we've got a tumor there. So if you do this, we should smash through there. We're going to turn the sound down a little bit. It's a little bit loud. The music volume down a little bit. There, that's better. Actually, it's a bit too quiet now. There we go. That'll do. So yeah, this is essentially what you do in the game is just beating stages. Oh, shit, dead. Okay. So it's playing through these stages and collecting these. There we go. Got that time. Going for the stage and collect these tumors. That's mostly what the game is. There are obviously a lot of there's quite a lot of secrets and kind of hidden stuff in the game, I believe. We hopefully I'll get a chance to show it off. You're mostly going to be playing through stages and collecting these tumors. Now the stages themselves are quite well designed. There's quite a fuck. I do quite like the fact that each kind of world has a little different kind of obstacle to kind of overcome usually. So we'll kind of get onto that in a minute. I'll actually just forget this one. Just kind of go through. Some of them are quite hard to get. Some of the tubes are quite hard to get hold of. Some of them are quite easy. But obviously, at some point you're going to go back and kind of collect ones that you missed. You back a bit, but we can go back here. There we go. Got through that time. Alright, this one shouldn't be too hard to get. Hopefully. So the little character we're controlling, I'm not sure what he's called, but he does control quite well. Now there aren't that many controls in the game. Like I said, you can jump and not a whole lot else really. Obviously you can grab onto ledges and you can do kind of the side. Not quite. Can I jump from the ledges? Now what else can you do? Fuck that up. Pretty concentrate on beating this first. There we go, got through that time. So yeah, what do these blue things do then? Can we jump on these? Yeah, we can, okay. We want to go on this one on the right first. A little bit tricky. Probably want to wait for the. There we go. We're going to wait for that one to come back first. There we go. Well, not quite. Let's get through here. So yeah, let's get this thing here. Okay, we're actually kind of screwed. Okay. I want to go through here quick. There we go. Yeah, you won't need to be quick sometimes getting these things. I'm guessing you can bounce off these. Sometimes there are little yeah, you can jump off them, I think. Yeah. There are like little spring pads you can jump on sometimes. Yeah, I see what to do here. So do that, and we go up there. There we go. Got it that time. Not quite there. You can spend quite a long time trying to get these sometimes. Fuck that up. Oh. One good play I do have is that sometimes it can be a little bit tricky getting the bounce. You can see here, in order to bounce higher, you have to actually press the jump button when you land on the top of the little creature here. And it can be a little bit difficult to pull it off. Obviously, your timing has to be pretty spot on to get through here. Alright, there we go. Quite. There you go, don't got that time. You need to jump literally when you land on it to get over. It is easy to mess up. Kind of similar to kind of Mario games. Mario games have that problem as well. But I've always never quite got the timing down on it. Let's get that one. There we go. If I can't get it, I'm gonna just move on, I think. But again, the whole point of the game is to collect these, really. So you kind of want to go out your way to get them if you can. There you go. Got over that time. Woo, there we go. So the game is quite difficult. If you're into difficult platformers, this is definitely one to check out for sure. Obviously, Edmund. Ooh, I set up a bit. Go here. Not quite. There's a little tune up there. Obviously, Edmund is made one of the best games of its type with Super Meat Boy. You're gonna have to be quick there, I think, to get through. And he's delivered another pretty good one here. It's got kind of everything you kind of need for this kind of game to succeed. The kind of rock solid controls, really decent level design. It's also kind of got that weirdness to it as well that Edmund is kind of known for. Let's try and get through here. So it's got a fairly unique kind of visual style that he's known for. Now, we might skip this one because he's going to be a little bit tough to hit. As long as we get 50, we'll be alright. Because if we get 50, we can go on to the. Okay, I'm going to skip this one. It's going to be here all day otherwise. We land on that ledge. Okay. To go down here now then, I guess, on these little things. I can see the mutant down there on the left. Some of them are a little bit hard to get to. I'm not sure we get that one on the left there, but we're just going to ignore him. Okay, try and back across here. As you can see, there's a nice bit of variety in terms of the level designs. We will go back at some point. I'll check out, I'm sure off some of the earlier stages, but there is a one thing I do really like about the game is, yeah, like I said, the amount of variety there is. There's always like new enemies and like new obstacles to overcome in this game. I need to try and get over here. And a little bit. Nope. Sometimes it's best to kind of stand back a bit and figure out the stage. So how are we going to do this? I guess we can jump on this one. There we go, got across there. Okay, got a new enemy here. Got this weird looking flying thing here. I can see the mutant, he's up there. Now you don't want to be on the lookout for like little secret passages. Like I said, there are a lot of kind of secrets in this game. Like there'll be some stage will have like a secret exit, which will lead to, you know, like an extra level for you to work through. Let's try and there's a door here. I'm not sure we open this door up though. But I think for the price it's well fuck off. I think it's well worth the price. Like I said, I think there's like quite a bit of content if you want to kind of find all the little secrets and stuff. There's going to be quite a lot for you to get through here with the End Is Nigh. How do we get out of here? I'm honestly not sure how we get out of here. We've got the tumour. I'm not seeing a way out. Maybe I think maybe we have to bash through that wall here. Maybe. Yeah, I think we have to jump off there and bash through the wall. Shit, fuck that up. Let's then go past. Oh. I do like the way how the little blob thing does kind of die in like a gore explosion when he dies. There's kind of quite a bit of a. Okay, let's get that. No, let's time that just right to get through, don't we? It's definitely one of those games which is easier to play when you're not talking over it. Bastard. Try to come across a bit first. There we go. There we go. Got through. There we go. Nice. So each wall usually have about 20. Well, so far each wall has had about 20 or so stages to kind of work through. That's not including all the kind of hidden stuff that each wall will usually kind of have. Oh, this is a bit of a pain to get through. I'm not sure where the. I see the tumors down there on the left. I think we actually missed him. Some of them will kind of be time sensitive, so they'll kind of only be available for a short time for you to actually get them. We hadn't made it through there without too much trouble. But I actually need one more to do what I want to do. We'll probably oh nice. We'll probably beat a world and then maybe try and spend these 50 tumors. So hang out down here a bit. There we go. Now, these things aren't going to go. Okay. The best way to get the tumors probably is to do this. Nope, didn't work. Okay, so if you pull this, that's when they're going to start coming out. I think I have to go to the left here, I think. I grab onto that, that's going to open the door, and we're dead again. Let's go over there to the left. Ah! You bastard. You can see what I mean there here about the bouncing off the top of enemies or jump pads. It can be a bit of a pain to get the timing right. One of the only real complaints I really have against this game, really, there's not much to really complain about, really. I've had quite a lot of fun with it so far. Well, that's opening that at least. Oh no! Oh, I didn't expect that to happen. Okay, well, we can't hang about then. Ah. And the game definitely gets harder as you go as well. The first couple of worlds aren't too hard to beat, but yeah, this one is proving a little bit tricky. But again, like I said, talking and playing at the same time is not easy. There we go. Let's go onto this. You've probably got a good idea what the game's like. Maybe we won't play for a whole world in this video. Maybe we'll just do a few more stages and then get out of here. Right, let's go across. No! Ah! Yeah, I really wish you could bounce off these things a bit easier. Right, I'm going to forget that. There we go. We're just going to forget that tumor over there. There we go, made it through there. Right, well, we found the tumor. So there is water as well sometimes. Well, the water actually kills us here. So you can only spend a short amount of time in here before you die. There we go. I'm not sure how to actually get that tune up there. I'm not actually 100% sure. Presumably we can stand on top of this thing, I guess. But again, I think we're just going to have to ignore that one. You can see here the obstacles are pretty fiendish. Let's go down here. Stepped on that spike there. Too fast there. So you can hold the right trigger to kind of dive down. You can hold the A button to jump back up out of the water, but you do go down quite quickly. Alright. This is a bit tricky. Alright. Oh, made it across. Let's go down one, go up one. And we could try and go for... fuck that up a bit there. I was going to say, we could try and go for the thing over there. Actually, you may as well while we're here. This one's not too difficult to get by the looks of it, this tumour. And that takes up to 50, so... Because if you die, you lose it, so... Yeah, once you get to 50, you might... I might back out to the world map and feed 50 to that one of those guys, see what happens. Obviously, I've not actually done it yet. I messed that up the timing on that. I don't want this video to be too long. But I think you've got a pretty good idea what this game's about. I've played pretty terribly here, but I think that's partly because of me talking and playing at the same time. Alright, jump across. Alright, it's going down. There we go. No! Oh, God, there's water at the bottom. Magic water. Luckily, obviously, the levels are really short, similar to Super Meat Boy, so it's not too frustrating to get through these stages, even though they are pretty difficult for the most part. You almost did it. Yeah, the shortness of the levels just going to mean that although you will die quite a lot on each stage, you will get through there eventually, you know. And also, like I said, because the game... Bastard. Because the game controls really, really well. Usually when you fuck up, it's your own fault. Like I said, the only time I felt the game's kind of cheated me was with the jump pads, and you know, kind of how frustrating the jump pads can be to jump on sometimes. So we've collected 50 of those now, so we've got stage 1, so we're going to back out. We'll do a couple more, I think, in the hollows here. So that's really my only kind of big complaint, though, is like I said, with the jump pads. Anything that's like a springboard is oh fuck! Anything that's got like a springboard on it is I find a bit of a pain to control. All right, so be pretty quick here. Fuck that up again. Get out of the electric water. There we go. Let's jump across. Too slow. Okay. I think I'll do this one, and I'll after this stage I'll back out and make sure off some of the earlier stages, and also try and find one of those things. Fuck that up. There we go. No, get out. Almost. You have got to be very precise, though. With some of these stages, there's not much room for error in this game for sure. Let's get across. Oh, that's the wrong button there. Let's get across here. So we'll back after this because obviously it's not that enjoyable to Ah, fuck that. So you kind of watch me just die over and over again on some of these hard stages, so we're not going to do too long of a video. Alright, let's get up here. Build up. You have to be very careful though when you're in the water, or to not dive down too quickly, as you can see. Alright, let's go across. Go down. Get out of there! Yeah, there we go. We've done it. Okay. So let's back up to the map here. I think if you go to the arid flats, yeah, you can see there we've got all those crosses there, secret stages that we've not found, not on the secret exit. And I think if you go here, so you can see here there is quite a bit of reason to replay. So you can replay, through the arid flats here and try and get some more. What they're called? I keep forgetting what they're called. They're called tumors. Yeah, go back and get some more tumors. There's a tumor on this stage that we've not got. Yeah, it's up there. Look. So it's actually, I think it's too late for us to get it now. So if we quickly die and go back, we should be able to get up here. I actually think that's actually a secret exit up here. I reckon. Maybe not. You want to look for kind of areas like that where there's like some sort of way out, you know. You kind of want to be always scanning each kind of stage. You can see here the stages are quite a bit easy here in this earlier section. I can't remember I saw it, but I did see one of those little blob things. Oh, I missed a thing there. There he is. So if we talk to this guy, we should be able to feed him 50 of these mutants, and he should give us something. So let's talk to this guy. Eureka Sadness, please. Quick ahead in the future. Okay, so he's opened his mouth. Oh, we actually keep 50 though. We keep 50 of our tumors. I thought we were going to lose 50. Right, so we have found like a little. So these are going to be extra stages in here. Oh shit! So these are the jump pads on the springboards I'm on about. The timing can be a little bit hard to master with these springboards. I really like the look of this stage here, though. You can see here about the. So do you actually? Yeah, oh fuck! Alright, so it seems like these are going to be some pretty hard stages here. Across. Yeah, the timing can be a bit hard to nail on those things. Ah, fuck. But other than that, I've had a pretty damn good time with this game so far. It's quite straightforward, I suppose. Obviously, it is a platformer, and there's not kind of a ton of kind of innovation here or anything kind of crazy, but it's just kind of really well made from top to bottom, really. And if you're into kind of difficult platformers, this game fits the bill pretty much perfectly, really. If you're into like your Super Meat Boys and your all that kind of stuff, Dust Force, and did one recently actually, Super Rude Bear Resurrect. That was actually a really good one. Let's try and get through here first. But if you're into those kind of games, this game kind of fits the bill really nicely, I think. And just kind of oozes the quality that the developers, obviously Edmund and Glaiel, they put out quality games. And this is another kind of little quality production by them. And you can see we need to be really quick here to get to the jump pad on the bottom. Just the smoothness of the game as well. There we go. Ah, you bastard! The game just is really fluid and really smooth, and yeah, runs at a solid frame rate, 6 frames a second, and just the kind of fluidness of the animation. Like I said, the blob like really animates. Animates like really well. You can see that. I say animates, but he's quite like kind of look to him when he's kind of flying through the air. And the kind of expression on these little blobs' faces as well, and all that kind of stuff. It's really well done. Right, fuck that up. Right, let's try and get through here anyway. Well, I'll do a few stages of this, and then might wrap up for the day. There we go, got through there that time. Pretty tricky. As you can see, yeah, the levels are so short that you can kind of, get through them. Alright, what's this over here? There's a little hook here. That's opening something up. Okay, it's the same as the last one. It's going to open up, so we have to make our way back down. Okay. Really good designs as well on the levels as well. It's also like a really good game of skill. If you're skilled enough, this is a game that's definitely going to challenge your your skills. Right, how do you get across here then? No. No! Ah, you bastard! Almost got it that time. Almost. Right, we'll do a couple more of these, I think. As soon as we can come back here kind of whenever we want, hopefully. And we have to leave areas there, so presumably we have to maybe do all this all in one go. But I might go back and have a look at that other area at the top. Just gonna give the game a good go, kind of showing here. Wonder if we can bounce off of there. Man, the jumps are tight on here. There we go, so we can do that. That's going to give us a little extra time to get through. Ah! Yeah, this seems like these are like really hard levels in here by the looks of it. Nope. Trying to get through here. Ah. I have a couple more goes, but we'll leave the area if we can't get through here. Ah. Okay, let's leave the area. So let's have a look. Let's see if we have to... Yeah, okay, I have to do all that in one go. Okay, we're not going to do that right now. But you get the idea. So let's go to the let's go to the Wall of Sorrow. No. The Wall of Sorrow. Okay, so I guess we're progressing either way, because it seems that it's got the same progression. We'll do a few of these anyway. Just to see what this is like. And I think then we'll probably wrap up, really, because there's not really a ton else to... What do we do here, then? We can't... Oh, there we go. It's not really a whole lot else to really talk about. I want to kind of find a little secret. Just to kind of show off. It's not really that big of a deal, but sometimes you'll find a... if you find a secret exit, you will get like an extra little stage, like I said, with a big achievement that gives you +5 tumours. And it's usually quite a fairly difficult stage, usually. You have to precision jump here to get across here. Yeah, rather than your usual +1. But collecting all the tumours, I think, is going to be a pretty decent challenge. I don't think beating the game itself is going to be all that difficult. Just kind of beating the stages or whatever. Okay, I think we have to actually go up here. Okay, we've got the tumour. Can't make it back across though. No, we can't make it across there. Wait, no. But you can see how the real challenge here is kind of getting the tumour rather than just beating the stage, you know. Ah, fuck. Every few, we'll go back to the hollows, I guess. Oh, whoops. Oh, we have to, oh, of course you have to start again. I forgot about that. If you leave an area, obviously you go back and start again. I could go back to the beginning here, I guess, and try and find a few extra tumours. Try some of the easier levels, I guess. Try and find some secret exits as well over here. Shouldn't be too hard to find some of these earlier ones. But that's the end of the End Is Nigh anyway. I think there's obviously a lot in this game which I haven't shown off. Obviously, I think there's a lot of secrets, and I've not found any kind of game cartridges yet. Actually, to go back to the beginning, you can see if you go down here, you can look at our choose game carts. There's a bunch of game carts here which you can get. I've not found them. I'm not sure what they do. I'm guessing it's probably just going to be extra stages again, I'd imagine. Yeah, there's a lot of content here in this game. And the actual kind of core gameplay of just kind of beating these levels is pretty fun. I had quite a lot of enjoyment. It's very one note, I suppose. If you're not into this sort of thing, then this game's not going to be for you. But if you are into these kind of games, then this is a really, really good one. Really, really solid example. There's a mutant there. Tumor, I mean. I'm not sure I'm supposed to get that one. Oh, I see. He's floating in mid-air. So I guess if we just going to wait the last moment to jump across, we can get this one. There we go. Not too difficult. Really, I want to try and find a secret exit if I can. You can see the game's kind of quite. It looks like there's a little exit up there, I'm guessing. You can kind of see that the game's kind of fairly nice visuals. Like I said, the rain here looks really, really nice. So I like the way the game looks a lot. But that shouldn't really come that much of a surprise considering the people who worked on it. I'm not sure we get up there, in all honesty. No. Yeah, the secret exits can be a little bit tricky to find sometimes. There's a tumor in there, but not sure you get that one. Could try and get that tumor over there, but can't really be bothered. There's probably a secret exit there, I'd imagine. Usually they're at the top of the level or at the bottom. If you're not really a fan of kind of replaying levels, maybe this game isn't going to do it for you, because there's a you are going to have to kind of replay through levels. There's a secret there, I'd imagine. Yeah, let's try and get up there. That'd be a good way to end the video, actually. Let's try to be a bit quicker. You have to be in for kind of replaying through stages, though, in this game. Too slow. Okay. There's definitely a exit up there. I can tell just by looking at it. There we go. Oh no! Okay, let's try again. Yeah, so if you look at the game store page, just say does put quite a big emphasis on the exploration nature of the game. Fuck that up. So you do want to be on the lookout for little secrets all the time, really. There you go. Now, can be too slow, probably. Yeah. No. Yeah, too slow. It's going to be a bit quicker this time if we can. There we go. God. I just want to get up there. You might be able to grab onto it. There we go. Okay, so we found a... this is a secret area. So we should be able to find a... There should be a... Okay. There we go. There should be a tumor on here that's worth 5 somewhere. And these ones are usually a bit more tricky than the average level. This one shouldn't be too bad because it's in the game's first world, but I've come across a couple of these before, and yeah, they are pretty tricky. One of them took me quite a while to beat. Okay, let's go across here. Yeah, if you don't really fancy kind of replaying levels, this game might not be for you. Here he is. So if we, there we go. Let's go from here. Now you can grab onto the edge of a ledge with spikes on as well, which is good to know. There we go. So that's going to give us plus 5 tumours. And yeah, there we go. So that's going to send us back to here. So that's the End Is Nigh, really. Obviously, I'm only 21% complete, which is not too bad because I've played the game for a couple of hours. Like I said, there's a fair few there's a fair bit of content here. Getting 100% completion on this game will probably take you Probably a good 10 hours, I'd imagine. Probably longer, because obviously I think kind of the hardest to find secrets and the later levels are going to be much harder than these early ones as well. It's going to take you longer to beat. But yeah, this is a really, really cool little game. I'm quite a big fan of it. It's nothing amazing. It's not doing anything kind of incredible or out of the ordinary. It's just it's really, really solid at what it does. You know, it's just a really enjoyable kind of tough little platformer, and it just kind of ticks all the boxes. Really, kind of has a rock solid level design and visuals and controls. It's got nice little secrets as well. So there's like a incentive to kind of explore and keep playing. Let's go down here. And it just kind of has everything kind of needs, really. And I've had quite a bit of fun playing through it, really. And I'm guessing there's probably like some kind of weird hidden stuff around as well, like kind of crazy stuff, I'd imagine. And yeah, if you're into these kind of games, then definitely check the End Is Nigh out. I just have to jump a crack across here to get on top of here. There we go. Actually, we'll play through here because we're near the end. I think there's like 20 stages or something. There's actually a little tumour there, but you see, I actually missed most of these in my first go around. I actually missed most of the tumours, but looking back, a lot of these are actually not that difficult to get your hands on. There's no boss fights though in this game, from what I can tell. Obviously, Super Meat Boy did have kind of boss levels you had to beat. Yeah, we're back to the Arid Flats now. Well, you know what you're going to say. You're going to tell me about the fast travelling. Yeah, whatever. Right, let's go back to the end. So yeah, that's the End Is Nigh. He wants 300. This guy. Apparently, it's going to take a while to get 300 tumours. Yeah, like I said, I'd imagine when you can get to the late game in this game, it will get a little bit tiresome, kind of replaying through stages over and over again in order to go and get kind of the tumours and the secrets that you missed and all that kind of stuff. Because at the moment I'm obviously just kind of playing through it kind of linearly, playing through the worlds as we go. But anyway, that's the End Is Nigh. Really, really fun little game by Edmund, McMillen, and Tyler Glaiel on Steam for $15 or £11. Really, really cool little game. Quite a big fan of it. So yeah, that kind of wraps up. Really, there's nothing else to really kind of say really, other than it's just kind of really solid, and there's not a ton to complain about. Maybe kind of, like I said, a few little minor niggles, but overall, really, really good. So I've been Jacob. This has been a look at the End Is Nigh, released today on Steam for $15. You can leave me a like, comment, dislike, subscribe, whatever. Do all that bullshit that people say, and I'll see you in the next video. So. Bye for now. Bye!